So I'm going to talk about a system I thought I would never talk about on my channel, and that is Nintendo Wii. Nintendo Wii pretty much took everybody by surprise. You know, when Nintendo's somewhat failed attempts with the N64 and Nintendo GameCube, they weren't as successful as the company wanted them to be. But the Nintendo Wii, man, this thing just blew everybody out the water. Let's take a look. So November 19th, 2006 was a crazy year as the Nintendo Wii had dropped on the market in America. Oh man, it's just so many crazy things I remember about that system. You know, I remember it being sold out like all the time pretty much. You know, people were actually getting the system and then selling it on Craigslist for like obscene amounts of money, and people were actually buying into it. It was crazy because they wanted that system. It was the hot system for the holidays, and everybody was getting into it. Nintendo had actually reached an audience that they hadn't reached before. I think they were reaching out to. They got elderly folks to play it. You know, it was just like, man, everybody loved that Wii bowling. It was just insane. Now, me myself, I didn't really jump on the hype train. You know, I did try to purchase one, and then I tried it out, and it didn't win me over at first. You know, I was like, I don't know about this. You know, it just seemed really gimmicky with the motion controls. And if you guys remember back then when the system first came out, people were like using that wrist strap with the motion control, and then I guess some people were actually flung the controller at the TVs, busted their TVs and everything. Like people were getting into that system like it was like crazy. Like they were actually like they were actually playing tennis. They were playing tennis in the game. They felt like they were really playing it, and they were just throwing all their momentum in it. And it was there's some pretty crazy videos. I think they're still available of people like doing clumsy stuff with the Wii. But back, it just didn't win me over at first. And over time, it actually started to win me over because what I actually liked about the system was the downloadable games it was getting. Now, you guys know how I talk about DLC today and all that stuff, how it's oversaturated, and that is true. But back then, it really felt like Nintendo was actually like putting some good stuff on it. They were trying to bring their classics back to the system and other kind of WiiWare games that were really cool. And a lot of these games are actually still exclusive today. Like I showed earlier in the video, you saw that Contra game I was playing. That's actually Contra Rebirth, and that's only available on the WiiWare system. I mean, I would love for them to bring that out on something else because I don't like games being digital only because they don't really have a format, you know, besides they don't really exist in a way. But I don't know if they'll ever get into that, but anyways, Nintendo Wii system, a very cool system, and I think it's really aged well over time. You know, I actually started to appreciate it more now than I ever did. Now, when it first came out, too, you know, trying to support like a couple of different systems, like PS2 at the time, and I think PS2, PSP, DS, and a couple other systems I was actually like playing games for. So adding the Wii in there was like pretty crazy. So. But even though I wasn't picking up a lot of games in the beginning for the system, I was very choosy on what I picked out for it. And I picked out games like, for example, here, I got Punch-Out! Punch-Out! Is probably one of the definitive reasons to own a Wii. This game is freaking insane. I love the original back in the day. And really what Nintendo did with the system was they had like this really cool exclusive downloadable content that they would add for certain games. And there was a game called Doc Lewis's Punch-Out! That was only available at the time through some kind of means I can't remember exactly, but just really cool little add-on for the game. And you know, I didn't mind DLC back then because it didn't seem like it was oversaturated. It seemed like they had some cool ideas for stuff they didn't really add to the game. You know, it was a later idea pretty much, so I was very happy with that. And then I was actually playing it recently, and I got beat up by Doc pretty bad. I'm gonna blame it on my controller dying out on me. But my skills have kind of diminished over the years, so I got my ass handed to me, but it's all good. But just going through and playing these games, you know, the system has really aged well with me. You know, I just feel like I'm just really happy to own this system and a lot of the games that I'm going to show you in this video, because I'm going to show you the collection pretty much of everything I've gotten to this point. So be excited for that. But I'm going to show you a couple more here that I've got that I had in the beginning with the system. And here is Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Now, it's not my preferred version to play of the game, but I would say I like the whole gimmick with the game because you use a cell phone in the game to kind of help you out with certain situations, and you get phone calls from people, and it's so eerie and scary how they made it work in the game. So I'm really impressed with that. Another game here, some of you guys may have heard of Fragile Dreams. I'm not gonna try to spoil anything with this game with you guys, but you guys remember the freaking robot scene, so that's all I gotta say about that. But another great game to have for it, at least I think so. And even though they got the new Grudge movie coming out, they had a Grudge game for the Wii, and this game is the first haunted house simulator I played, and it had the potential to be a really good game. If you can get past the bad controls, it's somewhat good. It's scary as heck. I mean, you definitely don't want to play this alone or in the dark or with surround sound or just after watching the Grudge. Ugh. But anyways, this game had a lot of potential, but it didn't live up to it, but I still like it. Another one of my favorites here, Klonoa. If you haven't played, it's a remake of the first one for the PlayStation. That ending scene, man, I mean, it got me back in the day. The new one kind of does it the same way, but it didn't hit me as hard. But it's like it's pretty crazy ending, guys. So Klonoa is a fantastic game. I always hoped this next game I'm going to show you guys was going to be released on other systems, and now it seems like it's going to be impossible because the rights and everything. But Tetsunoko vs. Capcom was released exclusively on the Nintendo Wii system, and this is a fun, cool fighting game. Now I don't hear about people playing it in tournaments or anything like that, but this was like more or less like the in-house fighting game where a buddy come over, you play it or whatnot, fun, all that good stuff. But exclusively on the Wii, and I like it, And the last game I'm going to show you here is Ultimate Shooting Collection for the Wii. Now, I actually got this game later. I picked this up at GameStop for $3. Now, this has 3 games on it. Chaos Field from the GameCube. What else do we have on here? Radiology and Kuros. I didn't even play that one yet. But anyway, just a lot of good stuff on the system. So, anyways, guys, we're going to go over my collection. I'm just going to talk a little bit about it, show you guys what I got. And, yeah, we'll go from there. I'm pretty sure this is the part of the video you guys have all been waiting for. But as you can see, this is the start of the collection here. Some of you guys may not have seen these titles before, but I got a lot of this stuff like extremely cheap. And I know you guys hate it when I talk about GameStop, but most of this came from GameStop. A lot of the earlier releases, well, not early releases, but like when GameStop kind of started pushing the narrative of kind of like just buy 2 get 1 free or whatnot, and buy 2 get 2 free, stuff like that. A lot of the Wii selection was put out there, and this is before they started like shortening the section, throwing away covers and all that stuff. I hit them up, and I got a lot of these games there. As you can see, look at that Guilty Gear Ancient Core Plus. A lot of people didn't even know that game existed on the Wii because it was so like extremely rare. But I picked it up at GameStop for like under $8. As you can see here, you got Metal Slug Anthology, Ultimate Shooting Collection, which we already just looked at. Batman, the Brave and the Bold. People need to look at that game. That game is pretty awesome. Zack and Wiki, Point and Click Adventure, Castlevania Judgment, which I actually really like that game now. I didn't like it before, but I've gotten used to it, and I like it. It seems like anything I can find Castlevania, if it's somewhat decent, I'll add it to the collection. Target Terror, which it goes for like $3 at GameStop if you can find it at one. Power Punch is one of the last games I got from GameStop. No, it's not. I actually got that like a year ago at GameStop, but can't believe that much time has passed already. You got Heavenly Guardian, Furu Park. I actually found a second copy at GameStop. That game goes for like $4 or $3, something like that. G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra, Go Vacation, which is a must-have for the Wii, but if not, you get it for the Switch because it came out for the Switch now. Centipede Infestation. A lot of people don't know about that game. That's made by Way Forward, so it's a twin-stick shooter. A lot of people should pick up. Marble Saga. My buddy Kyle hooked me up with that. Thanks a lot, man. Medal of Honor Heroes 2. I picked that up because Jason added it to a Hidden Gems video. And it wasn't because of the game itself. It was because of the arcade game that they added to it. I thought it was pretty cool. It's like a rail shooter version of Medal of Honor Heroes that you could play. I think after you beat the game or in the beginning, it's unlockable. The Conduit, Spy Games, Jumper. These games right here are the last ones I actually picked up recently. Cruisin', which is actually Fast and the Furious in the arcade, but I guess they call it Cruisin' because they lost the rights to the name. So it's made by the same people who made the Cruising USA series and all that stuff. But anyways, guys, this is my Wii collection. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Radical Reggie, and I will see you later.